What's up, guys? I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're driving and vibing.
Today we're actually moving into the Argosy, seeing how the stuff from the Firestream fits in here. Hopefully there's a lot more space than we're used to.
Yes, and we're actually going to enjoy a little bit of this day later and take out our brand new foldable origami Oru kayak, so stay tuned for that.
Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Thank you for joining us here today. So Olivia has begun moving a few things in from the Firestream to the Airstream. I'm excited to see how much storage space we'll be working with in that Argosy now that we are moving our actual life in there. But before we get into that, I also want to show you what we're working with this new truck we have. The Ford Ranger had a bed on the back of it with a low profile lid. We were able to store everything we needed at the time, but the back of this bed is so much bigger. I have kind of the base point of where we're starting with back here now. I'll bring you a little closer and show you what we're working with. So what RV life kind of looks like for us is playing music on the road as we move forward. That means we're gonna have to bring around some PA equipment, make it as small and as efficient as possible, but also sound as good as possible. So what we have back here now is two PreSonus speakers. The venues I play usually don't require a ton of sound. So one of these speakers works as kind of like the main speaker and the other one works as a monitor so I can hear what I'm playing. And tucked in the very back where you can barely see it, it's standing upright. That's where our chords are stored and our mixer. So that section is kind of like the music section. You see my guitar right here fits nicely along the wheel well, some stands over there. But back on this side, you can see in this very back corner is our Honda generator. We keep that in the back. Really, we want to keep all the heavier stuff in the back just so we're not putting a lot of weight on the very end of the truck. But that generator, hopefully we don't pull it out very often, but we want to have it with us just for security in case we do need a little extra power when we're out boondocking. But my favorite thing in the back of this truck right now is this tandem kayak. You did not hear me wrong. This is a kayak that fits two people. It holds up to 500 pounds. Me and River can go on it, Olivia and River can go on it, or me, Olivia, and the baby could go on it. This is kind of the base point of where we're starting from for truck storage. We still have a lot of room left here, but we're gonna have to bring some other camping essentials like wheel chocks, a mat for outside of the RV, and we want to make sure we don't load the truck down unnecessarily and also have extra space if we need to pick anything up along the way or throw some extra diapers back here for the baby. So this is our base point for the truck once we got the stuff moved over from the old Ranger. And that's where we're starting from. Let's go and see how Olivia's progress is doing as far as moving stuff over and see what the storage space in the Argosy actually looks like. Come on.
So we are right in the middle of moving everything over from the Firestream to the Argosy, and so it's kind of chaotic right now, trying to figure out where everything goes, and I think it'll probably take us a few weeks to really find out where we want everything. So right now it's just kind of being stuck in cabinets and things like that. The biggest issue we're having is a lot of our overhead cabinets are pretty short, so you can't fit very tall stuff up there, so and our drawers aren't very deep either, so that makes us get creative with our storage options. But thankfully we do have tons of drawers and cabinets, so space has not been an issue so far. It seems like we have plenty of room to fit everything, and probably a little extra, maybe not once we get all the baby stuff in here, but it's going pretty well so far. So underneath the bed, we also have some cubbies available there. I think we're gonna probably use those for things we're gonna access a lot, things we might need in the middle of the night. So one full of diapers and wipes and baby stuff, one to kind of hold some of our cords and things while we're charging, and just some extra space. Maybe we'll put some sheets in there. I'm not really sure what they're all going to be used for yet, but it definitely helps having those extra cubbies under the front of the bed. So the cabinets above the nook area we're kind of leaving open or reserving for baby stuff. I've thrown a few bags of brand new baby clothes up there, just stuff that needs to get washed and organized later, but we don't have time to do it right this moment. So yeah, these I'm kind of reserving for her storage space right now. I think that'll be nice to have kind of over her crib area, and we're gonna get some like baskets and stuff to help organize everything as well. We've also been getting our closets switched over, and it's kind of new for us to both have our own separate closets, so it's very nice actually. Our original closet was about this big for both of us, so we're gonna have a lot more storage to hang up all of our clothes and the extra storage up top. Right now I have composting toilet stuff up there, but yeah, we'll be able to utilize all this space and still fit our shoes down at the bottom there.
This whole process of learning where things are going to live will definitely take a few weeks. But the one thing I really realized about this rig is that even though we do have more storage space, it's not a whole lot more. The closets will make a big difference for us, but food storage is we are going to have to get creative with, just because we don't have any really tall and deep spaces for things like cereal boxes. Probably going to have to take those out of the boxes, wrap them up and store them like that. But other than the food storage challenges I see, we do have a bigger fridge, so I mean that's awesome. We have an actual freezer this time, so cold food will be great as far as storage goes. It's just dry food storage. Gonna have to figure out what's gonna work for us.
So thankfully we do have one rather deep drawer, and that is under the fridge area, and I think that's where most of our pots and pans are going to go. Anything that requires a little bit more height space, and we have a pretty big little cabinet underneath the stove, and River's food storage thing fits under there really well. So we're figuring it all out as we go. Like Kyle said, things like in big boxes don't really work in here, so we'll probably transfer those to smaller containers or just roll down the bags that they're in. But we'll update you guys a little bit later after we've lived in here for a few weeks and figured out how to organize everything a little bit better.
Time to get out on that kayak, because we haven't had a day of activity for leisure in a while. Alright guys, we're at Big Daddy's now. This is where we had our Vibin weekend event where we revealed our Airstream, but it's also one of our favorite places to launch kayaks. We haven't gone kayaking though in a while, so we're excited to take it out and see how long this thing takes to set up, because this will be our first time setting it up. It should only take about 15 minutes, but being our first time, it might take a little bit longer. We'll show you the process though, so let's get it rolling.
Alright, we just finished assembling the kayak for the first time, and it took us about 25 or 30 minutes to figure it out. The instructions were pretty straightforward, but we still somehow made it a little bit more complicated. There was just one section in the middle that we were totally doing wrong and kept messing with over and over again until we figured out the very obvious right way to do it. But I think now that we've done it once, we could put this together again in like 5 or 10 minutes. Now that we know where everything goes and how everything works, but getting familiar for this first time, about 25 minutes.
So the kayak is rated to hold something like 500 pounds. So I feel pretty confident that us in the cooler should be just fine.
I think there was a pregnancy joke in there somewhere, but Kyle's smart enough not to make it. So we just got back and just got done folding the kayak back up. We didn't get any footage of that part, sorry, but it was so much faster and easier than we expected. Very straightforward. We figured it out a lot faster than we figured out putting it together, but I think next time around we could do this super fast. It felt really sturdy, no leaks. We had a great time out kayaking, but now we are starving, so we're gonna get some food at Big Daddy's real quick.